headache, runny nose, itchy eyes, discomforts we tend to associate with allergies. The symptoms make you miserable, but they're not life-threatening most of the time. Brent Dierking is here from Northstar EMS to tell me more about it. Brent, thanks so much for being with us today.
Well, it's always a pleasure, Danny. Thank you for having us.
This time of year, people are constantly talking about, oh, my sinuses, oh, my allergies, this, that, and the other. And for the most part, it's an annoyance.
It is.
But sometimes it can become dangerous, right?
Well, it can. And, you know, when we talk about allergies, it's just the body's immune system overreacting to something that's foreign or present within the body that it's not used to. And, you know, most of us experience the signs and symptoms that you just mentioned. And, you know, we'll go to the doctor and he'll put us on an antihistamine to help relieve some of those symptoms and make us feel better. But in the world of emergency medical services, allergies can be very serious if they're not taken care of appropriately. There's a lot of folks who will eat food that they're allergic to, or they might inhale something that they're allergic to that can cause some serious complications. And we want to talk a little bit today about what we call anaphylactic shock, which is a dire medical emergency.
Now, would that be the sort of situation that arises when, say, someone who's allergic to peanuts, they have a peanut allergy, they accidentally eat peanut butter cracker and they just don't know about it, and then they fall out on the floor?
That's exactly right. Peanut butter we hear a lot about, shellfish allergies we hear a lot about. And you know, the things that we want the public to really be aware of is if you run across someone who you know has a history of allergic reactions, or let's say you're at a restaurant and you see someone who's starting to swell up, and it's a very fast process. They can develop red, mottled, itchy skin. Their eyes become very red and itchy and irritated. Biggest key is that they're having difficulty in breathing. We need to act quickly. Those are dire medical emergencies. So it's important to recognize that someone may be having this anaphylactic reaction or severe allergic reaction. Instruct someone to dial 911, get EMS en route as quickly as possible, and this help the person breathe as easy, become as relaxed as they can. Of course, it's going to be a very anxious situation, but just to be calm. As you're there, it's also important to see if you can determine, do they have a history, if you don't know them, of allergic reactions. A lot of times people who are experiencing the severe allergic reaction will tell you, I've got a shot that I can give myself. So I brought today a sample of what's called an EpiPen. And this is something that is the patient and or a bystander can grab. They can self-inject it or inject it into the patient at this point, and the epinephrine will help swell out the airway passages so that they can breathe a lot easier. So I wanted to just very quickly demo this because a lot of people have heard of these, but they've never seen them before.
Right.
Typically what you're going to do is you're going to administer it in the outer part of the thigh. So if we can just assume, for instance, that your arm here is the thigh, on the very top, you just take the cap off, and you're going to grab it very firmly, and you're going to hit the person in the thigh, and you're going to hold it in place for about 10 seconds. This will allow the medication to completely absorb in the body. It's very easy. Just take it, and like this, you'll hear a click. Hold it for about 10 seconds, and then release, and that's it. And it's amazing how quickly the epinephrine will affect the body and help the person start breathing a little bit easier until the paramedics can get there.
Now, Brent, if someone has this sort of allergy and they don't already have one of these, where would they get them from?
Well, typically if you're having problems with the runny noses, you think you might have allergies, you know, you go to your physician, and the physician will prescribe these to you if you are at risk of having the severe anaphylactic reactions.
All right, so Brent, thank you so much for being with us today.
All right, very good. Hope I didn't hurt you.
I think I'm going to make it. I suddenly feel better, much better.
Good.
You can find out more by calling Northstar EMS at 205-345-0911 or online at northstar-ems.com.